Hello there. My name is Moria with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with two E's. I'm accompanied by my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good, wonderful. Recording live for you here in my digs.
Yep.
And we're next to each other once again. It's a fresh, bright Tuesday morning today.
Crisp.
Crisp Tuesday morning. Do you find it was crisp? I've not been outside. Do you find it was crisp in the morning?
Very crisp in the morning. I don't have winter clothes, that's my problem.
Oh, okay. Wait, no, like big coats, big jackets, that's not your thing?
No, I'm wearing my winter clothes, which is a hoodie.
You're wearing a hoodie?
Yeah.
Well, I at least have, like you can wear a hoodie, wear something over a hoodie.
I don't like coats.
You don't, what do you mean you don't like coats?
I don't like coats. The only coats I like are coats that don't have hoods.
Why? Coats are meant to have hoods.
Because I don't
If it's windy, what are you going to do?
I don't like... Well, the hoods are going to help make it worse. Because it's going up and down all the time.
No, it's not. You put a hood up and it stays up.
Unless you're going away, unless the wind's going behind you.
The wind's going in front to face you. Yeah, but still, if a hood's on your head, a hood is not going to go off. What are you doing to my chair?
I'm lowering the chair.
Why have you just lowered my... I've never done that ever in the history of owning that chair. There we go, thank you.
It's fine, I'm tall now again.
You are. It's like that scene in John English where he's with the chair levels.
Where he's in the office and the chair goes down.
Going down and going up again.
Yes, that was intentional, that was.
And then that's a nice segue.
Yeah. Because
we're talking about today, 2003's Johnny English. We've got Rowan Atkinson as the title character Johnny English, and it's a real fun time. Do you remember watching this for the first time? I was 3 when this was going on.
So was I. Actually, what month was it?
April.
I was 2.
Oh, nice. No, I think I was 2 as well.
No, I would have been about maybe 8, 9 years old. I had like a portable DVD player.
Right.
And all I would watch on repeat was Johnny English.
Really? This is a point of connection for you.
Yeah. I'm a big Rowan Atkinson fan. I now own all the Mr. Bean stuff. I didn't back then. John English was like the one Rowan Atkinson thing I owned that wasn't on VHS.
Oh. Do you know how many episodes of Mr. Bean there are?
12.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because I own all of them twice.
I know, and people don't know there's that few.
I own all the Mr. Bean episodes, all the animated episodes, and have it on VHS, and have both Mr. Bean films owned on DVD twice.
Nice.
Yeah.
The live action Mr. Bean?
Yes.
What about the animated Mr. Bean series?
Got all of it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
There's
a bit more of that, I think.
There's loads of that. I got a collection, which is the Ultimate Bean Collection. It comes in a cardboard box, so it's like a baked bean tin.
No, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's very good.
And you know all about the Mr. Bean lore?
Yep. I know everything Mr. Bean.
Teddy.
Everything on accent. Yep. I don't own a Teddy, actually.
You don't own an actual real life Teddy? You don't put him in a shoebox when he goes to bed?
No.
Oh.
I also don't shoot light bulbs when I go to bed either.
No.
Which is
with the air pistol, you know?
Yeah.
Shoot like, do you have to wake up every day and change that light bulb again?
Yeah, you must do, mustn't
he? Yeah, it's in the drawer, isn't it? He's got packets of light bulbs.
Or have a weird alarm clock that puts steaming water on your foot.
Yeah.
So it wakes you up.
Yeah. Of course. That's one of the also great comedy scenes when Mr. Bean goes to bed. I think Mr. Bean goes to bed, Mr. Bean goes to church.
Yeah.
You know, he goes to the church and he's messing out with the diorama and whatever. There's like a T-Rex in it and a Dalek and stuff. And then when they're singing the hymns and he's sat next to that man.
Trying to eat the sweet and he can't do it.
Yeah. And when he has the roast chicken on his head. The turkey, sorry.
That's the classic thing. I think everyone also goes to Friends when they do that, but no, Mr. Bean did it first.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Bean's the trendsetter.
Yes.
Mr. Bean's the trendsetter. So, of course, and we have Johnny English today.
Yep.
And there's a point of connection for Corey if he's very experienced in the watching of Johnny English.
I can't tell you the amount of times I would have watched this.
Okay, you can't. It's beyond number.
It was literally all I spent in my childhood was watching a portable DVD player. Most of the time, it was this.
Mm-hmm. There's but also a bit of a point of connection. Apparently, there's an advert from Barclaycard in the 1990s where Rowan Atkinson played a bumbling spy character similar to James Bond. So it may have been influenced on. This may have taken influence from that.
True.
So. And it got a nice gross. We're talking a budget of about $40 million for a gross of $160 million. So they made that back.
I mean, to be fair, I don't even know where the character of John English would have come from. I don't know if he just went, I want to do James Bond spoof.
Yeah, James Bond spoof.
Let's just do that.
So actually, it was written by Neil Purvis and Robert Wade, who are two very affiliated James Bond writers. So it's got other points of connection there. Of course, everyone knows the introduction. Everyone loves the introduction. It's a meme. It's a thing where I think what's happened here. After the first Agent 1 has died, and all the other agents are at the funeral, and Johnny English is working at security.
Yeah.
And the boss drives up to him and says, "Is the place secure?" Johnny English leans in and goes, "Yes, it's the most secure place in the entire country." And then the church behind him explodes. And that's everyone. And that's a meme. That's a joke. Everyone loves that. And then it goes to the Crown Jewels.
Yep.
The plot of stealing the Crown Jewels by the villain prison mogul Savuage, played by John Malkovich.
Yep.
Who's that sort of Bond villain to say?
Yes.
He does a good job. I remember
him.
I remember him in this film as one of the standouts. And you know how he has that big scene where he's explaining he wants to turn Britain into a massive prison.
Yes. There's a DVD, I believe, where he finds, which then gets changed with the wrong DVD.
It does.
Which somehow exists of John English dancing to Digimon now. Don't know why he has that on DVD.
ABBA. Well, I don't know. He recorded it.
Don't know what you can record it, but then they go, I'm going to put this on the DVD and carry it with me. But no, he does a very good job. He's a very, very good villain.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
Got to talk about Ben Miller as well.
Yes.
Bough. Yes.
You know what? This was my first exposure to Ben Miller. People will know him from Death in Paradise.
Oh yeah, I know him from Primeval.
Or that. So. Death in Paradise, very good, by the way.
Yeah, so's Primeval actually.
Yeah. This is my first experience of Ben Miller.
Okay.
He's really good.
He is very fresh-faced, very baby-faced in this.
Very, very good. Well, I guess sidekick.
Yes, yeah. His boss is his second agent, which is rare to do in sort of a James Bond film. Normally it's the James Bond agent going in by himself and doing it, but giving him a sidekick gives him someone to work off.
Yeah, well,
which I find is good.
I mean, John English cannot do things on his own. Boff is essentially the brains.
Yeah, he is. I remember when they're organising the gear that they need and the kit that they need. And there's the very famous scene where he's got the two rings and he can stab you with them, and he mixes up which one's the truth serum, which one's the knockout one.
It's the jelly thing, yeah.
The jelly thing. And he accidentally hits the guy. He accidentally hits the goo and the henchman that they've captured with the wrong one, and then he pricks himself with it, and then he's not sure which one he's given himself. So that's a fun bit of physical comedy there. A bit of slapstick.
It's been very, 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 very heavy on the slapstick.
Yeah, well, it is very heavy. Well, Mr. Bean's very heavy on the slapstick.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the thing. It's
Rowan Atkinson's good at it.
Yeah, it's what you expect when it comes to it. I mean, there's other stuff. There's dark humor in there.
Yeah.
There's they're chasing him. But this guy's like nicked. He's nicked something. They go, right, okay, we need to follow a car.
Yeah.
And they end up at a funeral, and they think, right, they've buried. They're going to bury all the stuff they've nicked and going to put it in a grave. And he thinks all these people are like actors. And so...
Oh, yes.
So John English is on a coffin, just kind of dancing up and down on a coffin.
I remember this.
Until they realise it's not.
It's a real funeral.
It's a real funeral, and Boff has to come in.
And act like John English is a mental person.
Yes. He's like, I am Dr. Boff.
Yes.
And Gunter here wasn't supposed to come out until next year.
Yeah.
And then John English now can't speak English.
No.
And makes weird noises.
And then it carries him off.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is, when they're walking away, he's got him by the arm, and he's carrying it, and they're walking, and they go, do you think I can let go yet?
Yeah.
Let go of him. And he goes, yes, let go of me, Boff. And they just start running down the path.
It's a really good dynamic with these two. And it's something that I think kind of, for the main part, it's what it carries the film.
I think it's something the second part loses.
Yeah,
the second film, they don't have Ben Miller back.
No, they've got Tucker.
Yes,
is his character
Daniel Kaluuya in that one. Well, I like Daniel. It gave Daniel Kaluuya a start. So in many ways, I feel like it was necessary, so we have great things now.
Yeah, I mean,
but
the second one's still good. It essentially had the whole premise of Johnny English messed up.
Yeah.
And he's now blamed for what happened in... I cannot remember the country.
Mozambique.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
And then
every time he says it, that's the running joke.
Yes.
Every time he says it, he has some kind of physical tick that goes on.
But no, he's good. The second one's good. Buff comes back in the third one.
Yeah, I love the third one.
I went to go watch that in cinema.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Went to go watch it if you're in the UK, if you're especially near where we are, we have the Kinema in the Woods.
Oh, right, okay.
Are you aware of the Kinema in the Woods?
No.
It's an old-fashioned cinema in the woods.
Right, okay.
And it's proper old-fashioned to the point where films have breaks in the middle.
Right.
So halfway through the film stops and you can get popcorn, someone comes around, sometimes you get a piano playing.
Okay, wow.
And I think one of the funniest parts of the third film, which wasn't intentional, spoilers for the third one, I'm watching the film and the film pauses, right?
Yes.
He's at the club. He's like, I'm going to go talk to this woman. And
oh dear, I know what's coming.
It pauses. And then, so we're all sitting down, we're all waiting for the film. We sit back down, and as soon as the film starts back on, the Rude Sandstorm comes on. And it was like, that's just not what we was expecting at all.
Oh, I remember that. Where he's got those pills, like the energy pills or whatever. And he's like, oh, I wonder if I should take one to give me an edge in the field. And then he takes one, and the woman is trying to come into like assassinate him or whatever, and she's got a gun out, and she's by the door, and then he pushes the door, he slams into her, and Darude Sandstorm starts. He starts marching out the doorway.
It was literally like 10 minutes of a break to come back, and Darude Sandstorm starts playing.
Oh,
but no, I mean it's Ben Miller's good. The villain is fantastic. I can't remember her name, but female like other sidekick / love interest.
Oh, I've got here Lorna Campbell, played by Natalie Imbruglia.
I liked her. I liked her in it. It's the normal kind of he likes the woman.
She's like the Bond girl. She's like the Johnny English girl. I guess.
Except for John English can't really sue her. He's just an idiot.
Yeah, yes.
Who sends her out the ejector seat.
Oh, which I think is the funniest thing. One of the great gags in this, I think it's the famous one, is where there's a blackout at the in the Canterbury church, and the crown jewels are missing.
Yes.
And John English says, "I will apprehend the assailant," and he busts through the door, and you see him trying to fight somebody.
Yeah.
And you don't know who it is, and he's like, "Oh, he's trying to hold me back." You know, he's doing the thing where he's strangling himself in his hand.
Yeah.
You know, and he's trying to fend him off, and he's fighting him. And he's got like a chair, and the guy's pushing him with the chair. And you find out that he's actually there's no man there at all.
Nope.
And he's just being pushed by himself.
I thought you were going to mention the same bit, which is a bit after that.
Right, we have to describe him to the boss.
No, that bit. I thought it meant the bit where like he's like, he's stood in there and he goes, oh well. It's like, did they come from the back? Possibly. Did they come from the ceiling? Maybe, but I think it's very certain they did not come from the floor, and then he falls down a hole.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
Yeah, he disappeared.
Down the depths.
But there is the bit where he's described, he says, what's the name of the assailant? What does he look like? And he goes, oh, he had... and they've got facial software.
Yes.
That's going to make the description of the person. So because he has orange hair.
Yeah.
He has like a big smile.
He's
got two scars. With a banana, two banana shaped scars on the side of his lips. Like that. He's got one eye, you know, and this absolute horrifying person, right? This horrifying person. He goes, did he look like this? And he goes, yes. And he goes, it's as if he's in the room with us.
But he in the film he exists.
He appears at the end. And that's the joke. that he appears at the end, and it's absolutely great because I think it's in the after credits or whatever.
It is, yeah.
Where Johnny English ejects his girlfriend out the side, and she lands in like this hotel pool, and the guy behind the newspaper is the assailant that he was describing, and it's him, and he's got everything. And I think that's great. And still, some of the scenes in this are gold, let's say.
Yeah.
Some scenes in this are real comedy gold, like that one. Again, the one at the start with the church. They take the car. Is this one where they're in like his car gets stolen and put on the truck, and they have to get in? Was that the third one? They have to get in the truck and like move the car.
I think that's the first one.
I think so.
Yeah, because that's when
And Ben Miller has to drive the truck.
Yeah.
And Johnny English is in the car.
Yeah.
And he's trying to move the truck arm to put the car on the road.
Yeah. Doesn't he like drop it on another truck carrying a car?
I think so.
Because I think he drops him and he can't drive and he puts him on another truck.
Yeah.
I think he does. I think that's the first one. I think it's the first one. Because the whole third one's like all VR and like no technology and stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, it was that bit. There's a bit in the first one where he's in the wrong building.
Oh, that's a good. In the third one, I think that's a good joke. In the third one, if you remember, they're going into that room, and the boss is like, "You can have any car you like as long as you try one of our hybrids." They've got electric hybrids, and he goes, I'll tell you something. We're going to choose this car over there, this ancient, sports car. And he says, because the villain uses technology. He says, we'll get rid of your phone, Bob. We'll throw your phone out the window. And he goes, see, no one's going to be able to track us in this.
Yeah.
And he goes, you're a high-tech villain. They'll never see us coming. And he pulls away in this roaring, bright red sports car.
But no, there's a bit in the third one where he's like, I don't need a map. I was like dropped in the desert with only like my teeth. I found my way, and then he's in the hospital.
A toothpick. Oh, that's a great joke as well.
Because it's like he's in a hospital saying, "Where is Pascal?"
Yeah.
And then he boffs like on the building next to him.
There's two big skyscrapers next to each other, and they're flying in a plane overhead, and they have to skydive, sky jump out the back of the plane. He goes, I survived in the desert with just like a stick of bubblegum and a golf ball or whatever he says. And then he jumps out, and then they're flying, and he goes, you've got to make sure to have your laser beacon or whatever. It's going to guide you to Savage's building. And he goes, I don't need that, I need that technology. I'll use my wits to do it. And they jump out, and he's in this hospital.
Yeah.
I'm laughing thinking about it. He's on the radio to Boff, and he goes, God knows what kind of sick operation this man's running. I'm in the medical ward.
He's just going around, and he's got his people, and
he goes, and he opens the door, and there's an old man there who's on like an ivy or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, what have they done to you?
I forgot about that.
And he goes, they've done some tests, but I'm waiting for the results. He says, come with me.
Yeah.
Come with me. And he's got his gun out.
Yeah.
And he's going into this patient room. He's like, you doctor, you move over there.
Yeah.
You nurses, they'll see, where's your evil master? Where's Savuage? And then they point over to the building. He's got his massive naked light on the other building. And he's in the hospital, and then Boff's in the window waving at him.
Yep.
And he goes, this is just a drill for the this is your emergency response drill. And well done. And then he runs off to the building.
He does. There's so many bits in this that are just really, really good. It's one of those things where it's just classic British humour.
Yeah.
Which, is if you're into it, you're gonna really enjoy the film. And it's not even just a film for kids. I feel like sometimes that kind of is like a whole thing for an accent. It's like, Mr. Bean is a kids thing.
Yeah.
But there's stuff in here for the adults. There's stuff in here people will enjoy. There's the Bishop of Canterbury gets pantsed.
He does get pantsed. Because the crux is that Savuage is going to try to crown himself king. Yeah. He makes the Queen sign over.
He does.
So by threatening her corgis,
he
makes the Queen sign over to him, and he says, "I'm going to now become king, and then I'll use my kingly authority to turn the island into a prison."
Yes, because he's French.
Yes, and the whole thing is that they're going to try and fake the Archbishop of Canterbury. They're going to fake his face, give him a fake face, a facial mask to sort of make him look like the Archbishop of Canterbury. Yes. And really, it's not him.
No, it's not.
So that was the plan. They see the plan in the building, and they're like, we're going to have to make sure it's not him.
Because he looks through a window, and he sees that the Archbishop of Canterbury happens to have a tattoo on his back, which says, Jesus is coming, look busy.
Yes, on his bottom.
So he goes, right, I'm going to show it to the world.
Yeah, and and then at the coronation, disguised as one of the priests, he busts out. It's like, I will tell you the truth. And then he happens to... he gets to Bishop Canterbury and goes, it's a convincing mask, look at this. Yeah. And he's pulling at his face, and it's not coming out, and the mask is coming off. It's like, quick, I've got the backup plan. Quick, boss, play the tape. Yeah. He's getting dragged away by the security. He's like, play the disc. And my favourite thing is, Boff sounds so serious. He's like, play it.
Yeah,
He's got a gun to the guy in the production studio. And he plays it, and then he's singing in his shower.
Yep.
To ABBA.
He's singing to ABBA. He's singing
and that's
to ABBA.
And that's a great. And the boss of MI7 or MI6, whatever, he sat there in the front row as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, my favourite part of that whole scene is while this is all going on, Bob's looking confused. Pascal is looking. Well, he knows what's going on, and he knows what's going to happen. My favourite part is when everyone else on MI6 is looking very shocked, it just cuts to Rowan Atkinson, who's still mouthing along to all the words and just staring at himself.
Yeah.
The other part of this that I've just remembered is when they go into Pascal's, like, I think it's for coronation, or it's not his building, but it's something else, and like this woman comes in, they're like breaking in, and like she and like John English comes up through the sewers. And he's coming up through a toilet, and she's like, "It's ladders, like to your right. It's just a ladder."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh no!" He's like, "Oh, I'm taking the secret way.
Yeah,
I'm taking the hidden way."
Oh no, I think it's when they're down because they have to go down underneath the building. I think that's when the crown jewels get stolen.
No. It's I think it's how they get into the coronation. I think. Right. Because then she goes upstairs and has like she's looking out at the whole thing and.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna put on my robes.
He gets on that rope. He gets on the rope. He starts swinging from side to side, and he knocks Savuage off to the side.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely how you become king, innit? You just get a crown put on your head, and you're a king now.
That's what happens. You know what? That's what happens. That's what happens. If you're wearing a crown, you're a king.
That's also how it would work if you dropped on someone. The person who's sitting down would definitely fall off the chair. Not you, the guy who's now on top of them.
And then you'd wear the crown, and you'd have the authority to say, arrest that man, and lock him up.
I love that that's the whole climax. It's just he gets the crown and goes, arrest that man.
Arrest that
man. That's it.
That's what you would say. That's what you would say. It's such a simple line. Very effective. So, I wonder, Corey... Have you thought of a real rating for this? Did you put any thought in that on your way over?
I was bouncing between a couple of them.
Of course, it can't get 10 because we're reviewing it now.
Yes. So. It wasn't gonna get 10 anyway.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't do two 10 out of 10s back to back. But it's gonna get high. Granted, is it everyone's cup of tea? No. But I quite enjoy it. And some of it probably is also due to nostalgia. You know what? I was going to give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.5. I put a 0.5 to nostalgia.
Okay. Well, I'll give it your rating then. I'll go for 8.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll go for a clean 8, folks.
Clean 8.
Johnny English. Who knows? We might look at the sequels in future.
Yep.
We mentioned a couple of them here.
Bit of John English Reborn.
Yeah.
John English Strikes Again.
Yeah, that's the one. Isn't there a fourth? Is they not going to do a fourth one?
I don't think so.
The trilogy works, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think we need a fourth one personally.
I mean, now it's your turn. It's your Recc. Can you beat Ewoks from last week?
It is my Recc. So because of Rowan Atkinson's feature in this film, many people will think, has Rowan Atkinson ever been in the Bond film?
Yes.
Well, he has, but also he hasn't, because my weekly Recc is Never Say Never Again.
Yes.
The adaptation of the Thunderball book by Ian Fleming and the unofficial Bond film. Sort of shunned by many as a sort of non-canon Bond that features Sean Connery, but it is known as the sort of unofficial James Bond film. So, the title is a reference to Connery's declaration in 1971 that he would never play James Bond ever again.
Yep.
As you know, he was 52 at the time of filming, which is about 3 years younger than Roger Moore, who was still doing it. But yes, it was released by Warner Brothers in 1983, and it was got less overall than Octopussy, which was released in the same year, earlier the same year, the official Bond timeline.
Yeah.
So. It wasn't actually produced by Eon Productions, who normally do James Bond. It was produced by another production. They had to retain the filming rights after sort of a long legal battle in the 1960s to do this. And Sean Connery returns to James Bond after 12 years from Diamonds Are Forever, if you can remember. Yes, and we've got Max von Sydow is the villain in this, and it's great. I wonder if he is Blofeld. He is Blofeld.
Oh, yeah.
So, Max von Sydow. I'm a big fan of Max von Sydow. R.I.P.
Mm.
I'm a big fan of Max von Sydow. So I like Blofeld as well. And of course, we have Rowan Atkinson
Yes.
as Nigel Fawcett, who's the Foreign Office representative in the Bahamas, and turns up in a bright. I remember he's in a bright white suit.
Yeah.
And he's sort of bumbling around. He's very Mr. Bean-esque, but with a voice. And yes, I remember. So I feel like I've seen parts of this.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a recommendation purely because Rowan Atkinson features in it.
I've seen part. I don't think I've seen it the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely seen parts of it, and I definitely.
Well, I know Thunderball. I know Thunderball's a very successful Bond novel.
Yeah.
Of them.
I've definitely seen it a little bit on TV because I remember at one point going, I swear Rowan Atkinson's in a Bond film.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, oh no, he's not. But I looked it up and was like, yeah, he is. It's just not an official one. Because I remember seeing it because my dad normal dads sits down at home, watches like film 5 or something.
Right.
Like, you know how it's like a dad thing where you go at home and sit on the couch and you put on like a channel which shows loads of films.
Yeah,
constant, film after film after film.
And not like films from like last year or 2 years ago.
No,
from,
yeah.
like the 1970s,
Yes.
1980s.
And a lot of them are like westerns and stuff.
Yeah,
It was one of them. It like every now and then you get an occasional Bond film. This was one of them. Or like Steven Seagal comes on or something.
Yeah, that Steven Seagal.
Yes.
That film where he breaks a bunch of arms.
Yeah.
Maybe
if you're lucky, you get a bit of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, nice. He's doing some kung fu moves. Actually, a few days ago, I think. For Your Eyes Only, there we go. A few days ago, For Your Eyes Only was on I think, ITV.
Nice.
And I was watching that. It was on Bonfire Night, actually.
Oh,
and and I was sat down watching that. So, because I was at home and my dog gets anxious.
Yeah.
So I was...
Yeah, my cat does the same thing. Hates fireworks.
Exactly. So I thought, we'll put on what's supposed to be loud Bond film. Loud music, da-da-da-da-da-da, James Bond going around the building shooting people. So that's I put on For Your Eyes Only, and it was alright. It was pretty good. I had a good time.
What does Johnny English celebrate in November?
Is this a joke?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bonfire Night.
Nice. awful. But I had a good time with For Your Eyes Only, and I'm completely ignoring that by the way. And another thing is, this is somewhat our sort of spiritual prelude to No Time to Die.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it.
You have?
I went to go see it on my birthday, actually. Happy birthday. I went to go and see it on my birthday.
You did.
So, you've not seen it.
I have not seen it.
You have no desire to see it.
I mean, it's one of... You know what?
I'm calling you out, Corey.
You
Why
are
don't you
calling
want to
me
go
out.
and see it?
You know what? I'm going to say it. Johnny English is better than Bond.
No. No.
I like Bond, and I've recommended Goldfinger before.
I want to see more in a parody, in a spoof.
Because I feel like, well, for me, comedy. I love comedy films.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always in a mood for a comedy film, right? Whether it's Johnny English, whether it's Mr. Bean, whether it's Wayne's World, whether it's The Mask, or that kind of stuff. I'm always in the mood for it. I think the other thing with Bond is I like it, and I like some of the stuff it does. And I like some of the stuff in it. There's very high production, all the damn scenes and that sort of stuff. It's just something about it makes me just go, you know what?
The damn scenes.
The damn scenes.
Oh, those scenes in the dam where James Bond is like, water filtration is very important.
Yes.
You must go to the dam. And they
I don't know. It's just
damn.
I think something makes me go, would I want to watch James Bond? And I kind of go, no. I was kind of going, I want to watch something else.
You don't actually think of the first Transformers film.
Why?
They go to Hoover Dam, don't they?
Okay.
And it's like a facility just got Megatron inside it.
Okay.
And I was thinking, does James Bond ever fought someone in a dam?
He's fought him on a dam.
And I think GoldenEye, they do something in a dam, don't they?
Yeah, there's a whole thing where he's on top of a dam, and like the whole thing is they're like going to fall off it or something.
Oh, he has to jump off it, I think, in GoldenEye.
Yeah.
It's him and Sean Bean.
Yeah.
It's Pierce Brosnan, and he has to jump off a dam.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And so I don't know. I'm just like, part of me is like, I just want to watch something else. Plus, John English is very much like you can watch one and not know what's going on. I feel like, especially with Daniel Craig, James Bond, it's all kind of a story. It's all.
That's the first time they've done that. I think. Sure, you can have characters that turn up again. Of course you can.
Yeah.
but the plot's always sort of different. You have a different villain. You have a different. It's like a flash in the pan episode where you can just watch a James Bond film.
Yeah.
And for your eyes only, doesn't connect to anything else.
Yeah.
Everything's sort of independent. Sure, the same characters turn up. I caught a nice scene where Bond goes to a church and he gets in the confessional booth and he's like, "Oh, I've got a penny for my sins. Can you give me some help?" And then I don't know why I'm doing my Connery impression because it's Roger Moore. But anyway, I don't do a very good Roger Moore Bond. I always go for like the faux Scottish accent Connery Bond. But anyway, and the priest turns around next to him. He takes off his fake beard and it's Q. And I go, "Oh, that's nice." That is something that modern Bond will never do.
Yeah.
You will never see Daniel Craig get into a confessional booth at a church, turn to the guy next to him, and it's Ben Whishaw in a fake beard and hat and priest robes.
I mean, it's also just because, like, I very rarely do I watch new movies, right? Very
Well,
rarely.
do you know what business you're in, Corey?
Yeah, I know. No, but I mean, like release day. Like,
right, okay,
like
okay.
in cinemas. Very rarely do I go to a cinema and watch a film.
Right.
But when I do, like now, if you're like, okay, right, go to a cinema, right? Let's like go once a month. Go to a cinema. Would I pick to watch Bond? Probably not. I'll go see like, I don't know, probably either something Marvel or. Fair, I don't even know. I like the Marvel films, but I guess Marvel is just. I feel a bit safe with Marvel. You're going to get a decent film.
You feel very safe, Shang-Chi.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get a decent.
Spider-Man's coming out.
Eternals is coming out or is out now.
Eternals is out now, I think. It's past November 5th, so I think it is out.
Yeah, or like I think the last film I saw in cinema was The Father.
Oh, was it?
Which features Hannibal Lecter. Guy who plays Hannibal Lecter.
Which one? Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
It's about a guy who's in like a...
That's in Mads Mikkelsen.
No.
He does play Hannibal Lecter.
It's in about a guy who's really old, has dementia, doesn't want to go to a nursing home.
Right.
And it's about how he's getting looked after.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Very weird film, I quite liked it.
That's who I saw in the cinemas. It was actually No Time to Die.
Oh, yeah, what a surprise.
I know, I went on my birthday and I had a nice time. So we're going to draw a line there, folks. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Corey. It's a good... I said my name is Corey. My name isn't Corey.
Yes,
that's Corey there.
My name is Murray.
My name is Murray. It's a goodbye from me. Goodbye. And a goodbye from Murray. I mean Corey.
Goodbye.